Hello, it's Bailey and welcome back to my channel and welcome to the first official week of Squash That series. I did take yesterday, Wednesday the 3rd, to kind of take my admin day and make sure that everyone else was prepared with all the information they need for this week. So today is Thursday the 4th, so it's technically the second day of this week. If you missed it, I spun and here is what we landed on to play this week. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, well, I'm so scared I have to play whatever this is against Martine. And so we are replaying the 24 and 48 hour version. So the main goal is just to read as much as possible, as many hours as possible this week. And so yesterday I did work through the audiobook of The Jade Setter of Janloon at work, and then I read like just a little bit of Royal Assassin at nighttime. I think I'm coming into today at like 4 hours-ish. I think that's about where I am right now. And also, if you didn't know, this week I'm head-to-head against Martine, but they are on vacation, so I'm really hoping that like this is my chance and that they're too busy to beat me this week, but I have no idea. So today I'm waiting on a couple of audiobook holds to come in. I am strategically stopping all of my books with 30 minutes left and not finishing them until next week to fulfill prompts. I'm hoping that other people are picking up that this should be their strategy also, but I don't think they are. But I'm also not gonna like announce like, hey, you shouldn't be finishing your books. So if you're playing and you're seeing this now, maybe think of some strategies as you're going through these rounds. But I'm waiting for the audiobook of the next book in the Will Trent series. Says available soon. And the next book, the other one I'm waiting for is The Kiss Curse by Erin Sterling. So those are my options. I'm hoping at least one of them comes in today so I can make some progress at work. But that's kind of where we're started off today. I do get to find out how many hours Martine has so far. Tonight at 6 is like our turn to figure out place, so I'll probably check in with you then. Good morning, happy Friday. I feel like I'm just trying to get used to vlogging again. It's been a while and my evenings get so crazy that I often forget to come back here. Like my window between daycare pickup and bedtime is very quick and like a lot of things need to get done, and then we're in the stage right now where I'm laying with Mabel for her to go to sleep, and so by the time I lay down for 30 minutes I'm like done for the night, even once I do escape her room. So that's what's happening here. I need to get back in a better routine, but I am making more progress. I think I'm at like 5 hours and 15 minutes as of today, Friday morning, and this is the 3rd day of the challenge. Yesterday none of my audiobooks came in, so I wasn't able to listen to anything all day at work. I do only work half days on Fridays, but I still don't have an audiobook as of this morning. I had one come in that it's like I have 2 in a series that are coming in very closely, but the second one came in, so if the first one can come in today, then I'll have like 2 things that I can get to. But as of now, I'm about to go sit at work and have no sequels that I can get to, which is fine because last night the points update, the score update, the hour update, I guess, mine and Martine's scores were revealed. Lizzie so graciously revealed those for us since I don't actually have the capabilities of looking at them, and so I am currently winning. I am still scared because Martine is on vacation, so she like barely read, but I know that as soon as she leaves this trip that she can catch up on me real fast because I'm by no means like way ahead, so I need to keep working. So I'll get off at noon today. I do have a video to edit and upload, and then I'm hoping to just read. I am still working through Royal Assassin and still working through The Prince of Broadway. I've been trying to just do like a chapter of this a day to keep it fresh in my mind, but I'm really trying to truck through this since it is so chunky. I'm only about this far through. So that's my plan today. I'm happy we are approaching a weekend. You're in the same spot, but I've done lots of moving. It is now like 1 p.m. I got off work, had lunch, and kind of got my life together here for my plans for this afternoon. I have my laptop here somewhere. I am going to sit down and edit the video that I need to edit and get that uploaded, but then I think I will get in the bath and try to read more of probably Royal Assassin for now. Actually, I might do the 1 chapter of The Prince of Broadway and then Royal Assassin. On Fridays, like I said, I get off at noon and I don't pick my girls up from daycare until 4. This is a decision we made just a couple months ago. I had been picking them up like right after work, but we decided, and by we I mean my husband and I, that this like 4-hour window for me to either take time for myself or get things done that I need to get done was a good idea and worth paying daycare the little extra money for me to have some time on Friday afternoons. So I would like to use that as I wish today and get this stuff done so that when they come home I can focus on them and then do more reading at bedtime. That's some insight into my life. Thanks for listening. Hello and happy Saturday. This morning we did head off and go see Chris's grandpa and his family. They live like an hour and a half away, and I was really hoping to get a good chunk of reading done in the car, as we were in the car for essentially like 3 hours. But if you don't know this, I often get car sick. Sometimes I get lucky and don't, but today I did. And so I was able to get maybe 30 minutes, 45 minutes in on the way there. And then I started to really not feel good. And I tried again on the way home and then like instantly got car sick. And then once I was car sick, I just like also couldn't stand to listen to an audiobook. Like I was just like, bleh. So unfortunately I haven't gotten as much done today as I wanted to, but you can probably guess what I'm about to say. We're home now and I'm gonna get in the bath and try to actually do some reading. We are now over halfway through this week's challenge. It's like 2:30, and so noon today would have been halfway through this week, and I have no idea how I'm doing. I will say that the other matchups, I'm having such a good time watching submissions come in because there are so many that are so close, and I just want to like scream to those people like keep going because you're this close to your opponent, or even like ones who have consistently been losing but now are only like a couple hours behind their opponent. It's like, I just want to say something, and I hope that everybody keeps going strong through the second half of this week. There are a couple that are hard because I don't want anybody to be like swept. That's why I paired people on the board how I did based on when they qualified. But there are just a couple matchups that the hour difference is pretty vast. But for the most part, I've been impressed with how well the matchups are like neck and neck. It makes it fun, it makes it interesting, and I have been trying to give like outside of the points updates, I have been trying to give like little hints at kind of what's going on in the scoreboard, so that's been a good time as well. I still can't believe that we got 24 and 48 first, because this really does just feel like another opportunity to just keep preparing for prompts to come. I've noticed in the chat that a lot more people are mentioning that they have realized that maybe they shouldn't be finishing books. So I think without me saying it, that's them realizing it and then also hinting to other people that that's a potential strategy. So I'm very curious how the next following weeks will play out after this. I also did at one point in the last day or so go actually look harder at the matchups and see like if I continue to win, and like the other matchups who I could potentially have to play in future rounds. And even if I do end up winning this week, I have my work cut out for me. So taking it one day at a time, 1 hour at a time for this week. So off I go. I better be reading. I should not be this chatty when I need to be reading. Hello. I am about to sit down and do some reading sprints today. If you've seen the sit down video I just filmed trying to sit here, there was also lots of noise in the background of that. They're having a good time downstairs, but it's awfully noisy. I realized that yesterday when I checked in, I didn't say anything about the time I had read or what I was even reading. So yesterday at the halfway point of this week's challenge, I was at about 9.5 hours. And so I think that my goal, like to get to by Tuesday night when this week's challenge ends, is to be at 24 hours. So to actually fulfill like a 24 but not in 48 hours, however many hours 1 week is. I'm not doing the math right now. So that's my goal, is to reach a total of 24 hours. I'm not sure if that will allow me to win. I think Martine got back to school today from being home, so I think they're about to have more time to read, so I still am just like scared. But I did end up on Friday actually through Libro FM buying or using a credit to get A Perilous Undertaking by Deanna Raybourn. So that's what I've been listening to, but I'm honestly having a pretty tough time. The audiobook narrator does like narrate with an accent, and so those are typically very hard for me to listen to sped up at all, so I'm listening to that whole thing at 1x speed. I also didn't really enjoy the first book that much. It was written in a way that was also hard for me to read, and it does feel like awfully slow, and so I'm kind of just like trudging through that, and I'm not sure that I will continue any more books past this second book. I mean, obviously the end could really impress me, but I'm not having any better feelings towards it than I did the first book. So as of right now, today on Sunday, it's like 1:30. I'm at about 15 hours. So going into sprints, I'm feeling pretty good. But yeah, my life descends into chaos more and more every minute. Hope you're having fun. Good morning, happy Monday. I am getting ready to head to work here, but I thought I would let you know my audiobook plans for today. I am going into Monday at about 16.5 hours, and I think I have about 4 hours left of A Perilous Undertaking, and I will stop a chapter before the end, so just under 4 hours left to get where I want to be in that. And then I did get the audiobook of The Kiss Curse by Erin Sterling, which is the second book to, what is that first book called? I'm sorry, I don't remember. And then I did get a couple in the Will Trent series by Karen Slaughter. I think I got book 8 and the novella 8.5. So I think that upon getting where I want to be in A Perilous Undertaking, I will probably start the Karen Slaughter ones, because those would help me more in Traffic Light later because they're further along in a series. So I think I'll start there. I may be able to get through like all 3 of those things by Tuesday night, but I'm gonna start with the Karen Slaughter series. I'm not sure how busy our evening will be tonight, so we'll see if I get the appropriate amount of physical reading in, but I'm really dreading going back to work today. Hello, it is Tuesday, the final day of week 1, and so I'm trying to read. I really don't even have time to be talking to you right now. I need to press play on my audiobook again, but I did want to kind of update you. I don't think I've said anything in a little while here. So I am at 30.5 hours. I think I said I thought I could maybe get through all 3 of the audiobooks I have remaining. That's absurd. I have like 4 hours left of The Kept Woman, and that's the only other one I have worked on. Of course, all my appliances are gonna make noise right now. It's my ice maker for sure, because I just put ice in this Baja Blast. But I'm at, I believe, like 30.5 hours. I'm at almost 25 audiobook hours for the week, and then plus like 6 hours of physical reading for the week. So that's kind of my split there. Definitely more audiobooks than physical reading, but I believe that Martine and I are very close, and we're so close to finding out. Actually, I have so much anxiety about having to tell everyone whether they won or lost. I don't know. It hurts my heart. But right now I did get sent home early from work because I'm the only one who actually like really showed up today. It was a snow day for everyone else, and so my boss did tell me I could go home at noon. So since I got home, I've been listening to my audiobook, doing some chores, but Chris is gonna have to shovel when he gets home, so I want to get supper ready before I leave and go get the girls from daycare. So Chris does most of our cooking in this household, and so what we had planned for supper tonight, I'm not sure I have the capabilities of doing. It is an old HelloFresh that we have previously gotten that I really liked, that he makes me fairly often now, but it's this like chicken with, it's like a mushroom gravy, and this mushroom gravy is like my favorite So I'm gonna try to make it myself. We'll see how that goes. And then yeah, I basically just have this evening trying to watch my two children alone to finish because the live show is at 7. So that's from 7 to 8. And then I don't stay up much later past that. So I'm hoping that Lizzie will let us know that like one of us is far enough ahead to just stop. Because if she says that it's too close to like call, I'm gonna have to keep reading. I can't just like lay down and lose. Hi. So week 1, 24 and 48 scores are final this morning, and I did manage to pull out the win. Barely, literally barely. So last night during the live show, Lizzie let us know that it was still too close to call. And so that literally only meant that there was at least 5 hours or less than 5 hours between our current scores. So after the live show, I just had to keep going, and then I had a feeling that I was losing. I had a feeling so hard that I was losing, but like by just barely, based on just how Lizzie and Kayla were saying that we were still close, and the fact that it got later and later in the night and they still were like, you can't call it quits. And so Martine was like, do you want to call a truce? And I was like, I can't. Like I physically cannot, like, not give up, because it's not giving up, but like I physically cannot say that it's a truce and then find out that like had I continued I could have won. So I was like, I will sit here and listen to this audiobook until midnight. And they were like, I'm gonna try my best, but finally Martine was like, I have to go to bed. And so I made for sure, I was like, this is for sure gonna be your last submission. And they were like, yes. So I was able to, I was like just barely behind. I was able to myself read a little bit longer and secure my win. But after our scores were final, Kayla sent me a screenshot of our head-to-heads because she had access to seeing who was winning between the two of us. And at one point we submitted like 2 minutes apart and were less than 1 minute away. Like our submissions were like 0.0666 away from each other, so we were literally neck and neck. We would have been reading till midnight, and yikes, yeah, I barely skirted by with that. So I did win. Next week we are playing teams, so I'm very honored to have Martine as my 2-person team. I'm a little bit bummed that it's teams because it is 2-person teams. There's one team that has 3 people, so I'm bummed to get teams this early, but I am excited to still play teams and to play it with Martine and to be able to finish books. That's what we're all itching for, is to be able to finally finish some books. I did have to break the news that in teams you still can't read book 1s, so plenty of people I'm sure are still mad at the structure of my game here. But that concludes week 1. I'm excited to continue. This game does just have me feeling so happy to be playing this. This readathon really does spark joy for me, so that's where we're leaving. I will see you next week with week 2 to see if me and Martine can beat Kayla and Gabby. See you then.